Good morning, everyone. This is another episode of Why Not Me with Carla T. Happy Sunday. I have a very important topic I want to talk about today that I know that I struggle with on a daily basis, and you might too. So if you do, actually just give me a thumbs up or some love and let me know if you actually can relate to this. And the topic is going to be the cure for fear. And I know a lot of us, like I said, deal with that on a daily basis, and even if it's not a daily basis, sometimes whether it's in our personal life or our business life. Okay, so I wanted to go over some things that I heard from Robin Sharma's gentleman that I actually follow that I really like his videos, and I listened to it over this past week. So I wanted to go over it with you all today. He said that a lot of people, we go through life and a lot of things that we actually fear or afraid of, a lot of other people are actually are going through the same thing. He said, even the A players or people that you actually admire or look up to, who you actually think or probably don't even have a clue that actually has some fears or are afraid of certain things, but you don't know, you can't tell. Okay, and he said what it is because they've gotten past it. They actually just walk through fear. They took it head on. So they are now resilient to fear. In other words, they said, okay, I'm afraid of blah, 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 saying like I'm afraid of heights. In order that they got over being afraid of heights, maybe going somewhere that's real high and maybe looking down and doing that a couple of times. Or like some people say, parachuting. Any kind of example about just getting over your fears. They did something to break through that fear, okay? The first thing he said is practice bravery, which I know sometimes it can probably pretty difficult, depends on what you're afraid of. But he said put in the discipline of getting it done no matter what. In other words, he says no matter what it takes, whatever you are fearful about, just get it done. In other words, is once you probably do it, then you actually will say, wow, that really wasn't that bad. Some example is like getting on the phone, like if you have to call prospects. I know 4 years ago in the beginning of my business, I really actually didn't care to pick up the phone, but the bottom line is a big part of my business is something that you need to do daily is actually to get on the phone. And the weird thing is pretty much over my life as far as jobs, a lot of them, that's what kind of job it was. It's like speak and communicate with people on the phone. So I didn't understand, but I think what it is just the fear of getting on the phone and you feel like you don't know what to say, or if you're going to say it incorrectly, or how did you come across when you're on the phone. So the fear of just not knowing because you had done it before. But once you do it repetitively and do it over and over again, that fear resides. In other words, it does no longer exist. I pick up the phone now and don't even think twice about it now because I've done it so many times over and over again and broke through that fear is what I'm saying. So, or meeting people. Some people about like if you're actually out and about doing your business and you afraid of meeting people. If you do it even not daily, or if you want to go out maybe once a week or something and make it your business to meet people to break through that fear, you can do that. Sometimes it might be easier if you're actually maybe once or twice a week if you're going out and maybe take someone with you that you're pretty close with, and maybe actually whether you're passing out flyers or maybe even business cards and having someone with you that you're comfortable with until you can actually just tell that person, thanks for helping me out, and eventually doing it on your own. But do whatever it takes is what he says, no matter what, to break through that fear. And usually most of the time, once you actually do it, even if it's one or two times and you do it over and over again, that fear will be gone. You actually say, well, this really wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But what he says is practice it. Practice that bravery of just saying, I can do this, and just go do it, okay? 2, release your attachment to the outcome. And I know I've been guilty of this as well. In other words, what he's saying is because a lot of us might have that fear, like I said, of whether it's meeting people or talking on the phone, is because you're afraid of, in your mind, telling yourself afraid of being a failure. Like, I'm not going to be good at this. I'm going to fail at this, or afraid of being judged by other people or made fun of by other people, or afraid of even success. A lot of us do want success, but whether we admit it to ourselves or to other people, probably that's a lot of times when you're alone thinking about your life and your future, or even about success, that can be scary, you know, for some of us. So we're just afraid of having success. Okay, well, will people judge me? Will people like me? Will people not like me? Will people make fun of me? So in other words, is he says we worry about a lot of those things. So that's where a lot of the fear comes to, and it really goes back to one, practice bravery. Just do it. Just get it done. Take fear head on and just get it done. He said, and also live in the moment and don't worry about the outcome, which I thought was very, very good. In other words, whatever you actually have to do, just live in that moment, get it done, and don't worry about the outcome. In other words, don't worry about being a failure, or don't worry about being judged. Don't worry about being made fun of, or don't worry about, oh, I'm going to be successful in this or not. It's just about, like he said, just practicing the bravery and releasing your attachment to the outcome. In other words, don't even think about it. Just live in the moment, embrace the moment, okay? 3, hang with the heroes. And what he was saying there is you become your conversation. You become the people you spend time with. And I think I know I've had several videos, I've mentioned this before, about anywhere from 3 to 5 people. In other words, be aware, be very conscious of your surroundings, meaning who you're spending your time with, okay? That makes a big, big difference in your personal and your business life. He says, read books, listen to audios of people who overcame adversity. In other words, a lot of people that are successful in life that we actually look up to, whether we know it or not, those people, that's what they did. They had to overcome their fears too. You know, even if we don't see it now, how successful they are, and we see them as, oh, I bet you they never had any fears. They never was nervous about anything, standing up talking in front of people, meeting people, being live on film, you know, being recorded, any of those things. I guarantee that we just look and we don't think that. But yes, once upon a time they were. So they had to overcome their fears, overcome adversity. So he said, you know, read a lot of books, listen to audios, and you can hear their stories. They will tell you their story, so you won't feel like it's abnormal, you know, how you're feeling, like being afraid of picking up that phone, talking to a prospect, or going out, meeting people, or standing in front of a crowd, or speaking to a crowd. That you can get past that as well. And the last thing he said was embrace the mess. In other words, you know how everything can come with, or we can think of everything that we would think of, how you said, the chaos or the mess that can be of something that we fear for us. He said, welcome that mess. In other words, embrace the failures, the fear, the mistakes that you're going to make. You're going to have failures, whether it's in your personal life or your business life. You're going to have that fear, and you're going to have mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. But he said, embrace all that mess. In other words, embrace it, take it head on, and just, once again, just fight it head on. Just go through it. Just do it. And once you do it, I know me saying this, how you say, okay, Carla, but you're saying that, but really, is it that easy? It's how, and some people say it's easy said than done. But if you actually do it, I mean, like I said, sometimes one time people can get through their fears, but sometimes it might take a couple of times. But if you do it over and over again, it's something you will look back on and you'll laugh and say, I can't believe I was actually afraid to do that. But the thing is, you have to take that first step. Step out on faith and just do it, okay? And in other words, is what is blocking me from my happiness or success in life? Ask yourself that question. And most of the time, most majority of us, I guarantee that if it's blocking our success or our happiness, it has something definitely to do with fear. And fear of whatever that we're afraid of in our personal and our business life. But he said you can take back your power by doing the things that scare you the most. In other words, whatever that scares you, just like I was saying, in your personal life or your business life, that actually can, like you said, you can take control and get that power back. In other words, that can actually be blocking you from your happiness or your success, is that fear that you actually really probably not even thinking about. All you know is that you're afraid of doing it. So you're not like, no, I'm not going to do that. I do Facebook Lives now. For me, for my business, I do them once a week. Last year, a business partner of mine actually was, saying, hey, as far as your business is very important part of your business, can help your business. This is something that you need to be doing. And I was one of those persons. I'm just going to admit it. I was fearful. I was afraid. I was like, what? No, I'm not getting ready to do what? No, I'm not going to do that. But then once I done it, and it was a goal, was a challenge for me to break through that fear, and it was a goal of mine beginning of this year that I said, no, I'm just gonna do it. You know, yes, I'm afraid, but I'm gonna step out of faith and I'm just gonna do it. And now I find myself, I'm able to do it. Like when I come into my office right now and I talk to you all, my audience, that fear is no longer there. I'm not afraid anymore. I used to be before I done it, and just the thought of it made me scared. It was like, no, I don't want to do that. And as a matter of fact, I talked to a lot of people, with this business partners, team members, and they're exactly where I used to be. They're just like, no, there's no way, Carla. And like I told them, when you're ready and to step out on faith, it's not as bad as you think it is. But once again, it's like Robin was saying, you have to practice that bravery, but it's something you have to do every day. And the first step is to actually step out on faith and just do it. And then once you do it over and over again, you'll see that it wasn't that bad. The example I'm trying to think off the top of my head right now is, and most people I know, I was like, when you notice when you start a new job, okay, and you know every job has different policies and procedures. They do something. You have to learn, you know, how that company, you know, how you say maybe do their routines or their tasks. Everybody has different ones, different companies. So you don't know until you are trained on it. But have you ever noticed that you're a little nervous about it? You know, because I know I usually do take notes or whatever, but then especially when they said, okay, we're through with training, now we're going to let you fly. We're going to let you go. And you are nervous about that. You kind of like afraid, even when you went through the training, like, okay, am I going to be a failure? Am I going to have success in this? You know, oh my God, what if, you know, people make fun of me? What if I do it incorrectly? But if you notice after a while, well, it's a month or two later, 3 months, 6 months later, a year later, you look back and you're like, what was I afraid of? It's all about learning. And like you said, in practice and just doing it every day, over and over again to break through that fear. And then, like I said, it'll become second nature to you, and that fear will no longer exist. Okay, I want to do a recap of it. The cure for fear, number one, was practice bravery. That means just do it. Step out on faith, take that first step, and just do it. And a lot of times for some of us, like I said, that helps us. You'll get past it. Some of us have to do it over and over again for that fear to no longer be there. And that's okay too. 2, release your attachment to the outcome. Meaning just actually live in the moment and just do it. Don't worry about being a failure. Don't worry about being judged. Don't worry about being made fun of, okay, or being afraid to do it. He said, just live in the moment. Just actually do it. Whatever you're afraid of, just do it, okay? Release your attachment to the outcome. So in other words, don't worry about the outcome. Just do it. Number 3, hang with the heroes. In other words, is who you are hanging out, who you're spending your time with, okay? You become your conversation. In other words, is who you're spending the time with. Like you said, read books, listen to audios with people who overcame adversity. And believe me, there's a lot of them out there. Number 4, embrace the mess. In other words, welcome the failures, welcome the mistakes, welcome the fear. In other words, because that's what can actually be blocking you from your happiness or your success, whether it's in your personal life or in your business, okay? In other words, take that power back, okay? And then once you do it, you can look back and say, hey, I actually did that. That wasn't bad as I thought it was. And believe it or not, it could be the one thing that's blocking you from your happiness or your success, whatever that you are fearful of, okay? Thank you for joining me today. This is, how you say, I have my weekly question. So, and then of course, like I said, I mail out a free gift. So it's the first person who comments, drop the answer down in the comment section. I don't actually have it. It doesn't look like I have anybody on the live right now. So anytime if you watch the replay of this video, so I'll be monitoring whoever answers the question. And the question for today is, if you actually follow me or have seen some of my videos or my ads, in my home-based business, we offer 3 different discount healthcare plans. The question for today is, we have a dental plan. And my question for you today is, how much is that dental plan? Not for the enrollment, I mean a month for an entire household, for an entire family. How much is that dental plan? Okay, that's gonna cost a whole entire family, a whole entire household a month. How much is it? just drop your answer down in the comments, and as soon as I'll get it, I'll actually announce that I actually have a winner. And then, like I said, you can get in contact with me, then send me an email or something, or if I have your information to get in contact with you, if I can get all the important information I need to send out the free gift. So once again, the question is, in my home-based business, we have 3 different discount healthcare plans. In our dental plan, which covers a whole entire household, a whole family, how much does it cost a month for an entire family or entire household? That's my question, okay? And until we meet again, and until next time, wishing you and yours peace, joy, and happiness. Have a blessed Sunday, and I'll talk to you all next week. Bye.